Many people believe that power brings peace, that once you reach the top, your worries disappear. But sometimes, the higher you stand, the more afraid you become of falling. This is the story of a lion who had everything: strength, respect, and a kingdom. Yet, every night, he could not sleep. Far across the golden savannah, where the grass moved like waves under the wind, there lived a lion named Orion. Orion was not just any lion. He was the king of the land. When he walked, the animals stepped aside. When he roared, the entire savannah fell silent. The zebras ran. The antelopes scattered. Even the hyenas lowered their heads. Everyone respected him. Everyone feared him. From the outside, Orion looked powerful, untouchable, unstoppable. But inside his mind, something very different was happening. Every morning, before the sun rose, Orion would climb a tall rocky hill that overlooked the entire savannah. From there he could see everything: the rivers, the grasslands, the distant forests. It was his kingdom. Yet, instead of feeling proud, Orion felt something else: worry. Because somewhere out there, he believed, a younger lion was growing stronger. Somewhere, a challenger was waiting. At night, while the other lions in his pride slept peacefully, Orion stayed awake. Every small sound made him lift his head: the rustle of grass, the cry of a distant animal, the movement of shadows. His mind whispered the same thought again and again: what if someone comes to take my crown? Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And Orion's fear slowly grew stronger than his pride. One evening, as the sky turned deep orange and purple, Orion walked down to the river to drink. There he saw someone watching him: an old tortoise. The tortoise had lived longer than most animals in the savannah. He had seen kings rise and kings fall. Orion approached slowly. "Why are you staring at me?" the lion asked. The tortoise smiled gently. "I am not staring," he said. "I am observing." "Observing what?" Orion replied. "You." The lion frowned. "What is there to observe?" he said proudly. "I am the strongest animal here. I rule this land." The tortoise nodded slowly. "Yes," he said, "you rule the land." Then he looked into the lion's eyes and asked a simple question: "But does the land rule your mind?" The question caught Orion off guard. "What do you mean?" he asked. The tortoise took a slow breath. "I have watched you," he said calmly. "You walk like a king, but you sleep like a prisoner." The wind moved softly through the tall grass. For the first time in a long time, Orion did not speak. The tortoise continued. "You fear losing your crown," he said, "and that fear is already taking something from you." "What?" Orion asked quietly. "Peace." The lion looked out across the savannah. The same land that once made him feel powerful now felt heavy on his shoulders. "Kings must protect their crown," Orion said. The tortoise nodded again. "Yes," he replied, "but remember this: a crown that steals your peace is not power. It is a cage." The words echoed in Orion's mind. For years, he had believed that strength meant control, that power meant security. But now he realized something strange. The animals who feared him often slept better than he did. That night, Orion climbed his hill once again. The moon shined brightly over the savannah. But instead of scanning the land for enemies, he simply watched the stars. For the first time in a long time, he allowed his mind to rest, because he had finally understood something important. True strength is not living in constant fear. True strength is having the courage to live in peace, even when you cannot control everything. The lion was still king, but now He ruled differently, not with fear of losing his crown, but with the wisdom to know that no crown is worth losing your peace. Many people chase power, success, and recognition. But if those things fill your life with anxiety and fear, they may not be the treasures you think they are. Because sometimes the real victory in life is not keeping the crown, it is keeping your peace. If this story made you think differently, remember the lesson today. Power without peace is not true success.